I was thinking, often in order to have a testimony, you have to have gone through a test, right? And by the way, I see a lot of familiar faces in the audience, so thank you so much for being here, for your support. It's really awesome. I appreciate it. 2 years ago, went through the test of my life, or maybe I should say the test for my life. I had gotten that infamous postcard in the mail, the reminder postcard, and it had said that I was due for a mammogram, and it said in December of all months. And I thought, there is no way I am going to go in December. I'm too busy. I've got shopping. My husband and I were going to travel that year. I just had too much going on with the holidays. So I pushed it off. I thought there is no one in my family, not my mom, not my grandma, not my sister, not my aunt. No one in my family has ever had breast cancer. So I'm good. I'm just going to push it off. So I waited till the new year. In February, I went in. And I ended up having just the traditional mammogram. And I don't know, for those of you that have not had a mammogram, pleasure of having a mammogram, might I add. So if you've not yet, how it works, I'm not even going to go into the details, but after you've had it, you wait in that cute little hospital gown in the waiting room. And by the way, we are in fashion. Why have we not fixed those little
DBF is.
Oh, good, good. That's awesome. It's needed. So I'm sitting in the private waiting room, and the lady comes in, and she says, Kim, is there anyone with you today? And I said, well, strangely enough, actually, as a matter of fact, my husband did come with me today. He's out in the waiting room. She said, well, I'm going to go get him. You get dressed, and we're going to meet you back in with the radiologist. She'd like to speak with you. So sure enough, she showed us something, and to her very keen eye, she could see something in the scan. I could not see a thing, but she swore that there was something there. So, of course, I had to be scheduled for the diagnostic mammogram as well, and that soon came after on the heels. But following that, had to have a biopsy. So, strangely enough, the biopsy confirmed that there was cancer. And again, was absolutely shocked and surprised because I really did not expect that whatsoever. But once you get diagnosed, for any of those of you, and I've talked with a few of you prior, there's several in here that have either been diagnosed themselves or else you have family or friends that have. But as soon as you get that diagnosis, the medical community wastes no time. And there was a tidal wave, an onslaught on my calendar. No longer, my calendar was not in my control. I had several tests and procedures and different things that I had to go through to be able to really get more information for my case. So, I think it's important, and I just want to interject at this point. For anyone who goes through cancer or even any life-threatening disease, it's really important to have a support structure around you or some kind of support system. And so I definitely want to pass that along to you because for me, it can be faith or family or friends or whatever it might be, but something to give you that extra support to go through the process. Really critical. I heard you say about your mom kind of went through it by herself. And it's not, it's hard to do that. So certainly, get something around you to be able to support you through the process. But as I was asked to share today, I can't be up here to tell my personal story without saying how important my faith was in Jesus Christ. It was really important to me to trust God and that He was going to get me through that news that I had received. So I'm very, very grateful. My faith is still very important to me, and that certainly helped me to get through personally. There is a saying that says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. And I'm going to say it again because it's actually pretty powerful when you get that in you. So faith is a substance, something tangible, the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. And for me, I had to believe that God was with me, He was going to get me through it, and I was going to come out okay. So that was really important. Some people asked me why I didn't share more with a lot of people at the time, because I really kept it very private. And I didn't share because I really felt like I needed to stay so laser focused on the fact that I was going to make it through. And so I chose to just be able to to surround myself with people who were going to speak encouragement to me and to be able to help me get through it. So I had the surgery. I had a lumpectomy. And following that, well, actually the good news was, of course, the cancer was fully removed. So I thank God for that. And along with it, of course, several lymph nodes. I don't know if you know that, but usually they'll take some lymph nodes in addition because they want to make sure that the cancer has not traveled anywhere else throughout your body. So I came out clear. I was very, very thankful for that. And following that surgery, I did go through the necessary treatments. I chose not to go through chemotherapy. I did go through radiation. I was in a stage for my chemotherapy that I did not have to take it, but I wasn't in the group of people that didn't have to take it either. I was right in the middle, and so my surgeon said, you have a choice, and it's actually up to you whether or not you want to take it. So I really prayed about it, really thought about it, and decided that I didn't want to go through the chemo, but I did go through the radiation. And I just want to share, I said, you don't want to ever go through this alone. I want to go back to just my husband for just 1 minute because he was a tremendous support. He has gone to every single appointment that I have had for the last 2.5 years and just was phenomenal through the whole process. Very caring, very, very concerned and considerate. So I really have appreciated that. So, I think the biggest thing that I took away from the entire process were the tremendous people that I met. I mean, amazing people. The caregivers were so selfless and sacrificial and sincere. They were tremendous, just life-changing. But then there were the others who were diagnosed alongside of me. I have to tell you a story because I sat, the very first time I went for radiation, they said, get in the cute little gown again and go wait out there in that room. So I did, and there just happened to be one other lady that was in the room with me at the time, and she was very evidently going through the battle. She didn't have any hair. I could see in the area that her gown was open here that she had some very visible burn marks from the radiation. And she said to me, well, you're new, aren't you? And I said, okay, how can you tell? And she said, well, you're all cute and buttoned up and tied up there. She goes, by tomorrow, honey, you're going to be flash and dash down that hallway. So there were some amazing, incredible people that I met. The joy that she radiated, despite the fact that she was in the middle of the battle, it was incredible to me. It spoke volumes. And those people, I'll tell you, not that I'd ever say, sign me up, let me do it again. Not necessarily, but I would say that the people that I met along the journey made it incredibly worthwhile. And I'm so grateful for that. So after surgery, I did say that I went through some treatment. Sometimes after you get through all of that, they'll put you on a 5-year medication. I am taking that. I've got another 2.5 to go, almost there. The downside has been, believe it or not, weight gain for me, of all things, yeehaw. And every time I start complaining or griping that I'm not fitting in those pants that I used to like to wear, my husband will gather me in his arms and say, honey, I'm just glad that you're still here with me. And I think to myself, wow, perspective. Perspective. So absolutely important. Of course, my response, by the way, to him is, yeah, and honey, now you have more of that hug. So, yeah, it's all about perspective. As much as we love fashion, we love what we do, we're passionate about it, we love retail. At the end of the day, it's not brain surgery, right? It's not. I mean, we're here to sell sweaters and toasters and cosmetics and whatever it might be. So just, keep the perspective. I really came to realize that the difficulty for me was just the atmosphere that surrounded my miracle. So I was very grateful. So if you've been diagnosed, definitely want to encourage you, or maybe someone that you know, get in, don't delay, get the mammogram. That early detection is so key. We got to remember that 1 in 8 women and sometimes men. In fact, we had a field training team, and one of the guys came to me and shared shared that he had been diagnosed, and we got to talk through that. So it's not uncommon, it does happen. But yeah, 1 in 8 women, that's huge. Especially even in a room this size, how many people will receive that news. So definitely go in, don't delay, and definitely encourage the ones that you love to do the same. So I wanted to thank you for being here today. I think it's really awesome. Spread the news, share it with other people. So critical that early detection occurs. And I'm really grateful for the unique journey that I've had. I'm very, very thankful actually to be here today. So I just want to at least put out one other thing, and it's certainly that if anyone ever needs to talk or share their experience or just want to talk through what you're going through, I'm more than happy to do that. My extension's 5831. I've got a couple business cards if you guys want to have that afterwards as well. But I thank you for